Hi, and welcome back to Cheryl and Mom's Collectible Dolls. And I'm Cheryl, and I remembered after taking the paint off that other big baby doll's legs last night that I got this doll in an online auction several months ago. And she's old, and she's beautiful, and she has cracks, obviously, but nothing terrible on her head and her face. Just crazy, right? But her arms were coming apart. I mean, the paint went everywhere. So, I hope you're seeing that. So I thought about it last night and I thought, well, shoot, as long as I've got my table set up for taking the paint off, I don't think I'm going to touch her face. We'll have to think about that and talk to my friend Tammy. But her arms, I'm going to finish taking the paint off of them. There's no point in having the porcelain get all over my house. I mean the paint, which is what it's been doing. I mean, you could see how easy this comes off compared to the doll last night. I mean, and I would try not to cut myself like I did last night with the scalpel after I got offline. So you guys didn't see me do that. I just stabbed my other index finger with it. And I just realized I hadn't put my glasses on, so put them on. And let's see if we can get her paint off, because she is so beautiful, I think. Now that's how I did my finger last night, so I'm going to be a little more careful today, maybe. It looks like somebody tried to put tape over her, like Scotch tape or something. I don't know. But I thought I would try to get her fixed up. Again, I have a big piece of plastic underneath my table here for cleaning up. Even though it tends to go all over, I found it all over my kitchen last night. But like I said, I didn't have any food that was uncovered or anything, so that was okay. It wasn't really bad to clean up. The majority of it did go on the tarp. So I just rolled up the tarp and threw it out. Actually, I don't know if it's an actual called a tarp, but it's a big roll of plastic that fits the size of my table. Okay, let's turn her over. See if I can get to you on this side. You can tell I'm it looks like somebody put more paint on top of her, on top of the paint that was on there, because there's two different colors. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. I took one layer off and then there was another. But I think she is so cute. And I really want to fix her up. And I think that since I am in the business of selling them, even though I tend to want to keep all of them, my brother reminds me, it's a business, remember? That's why you did this. That's why you bought her in the auction, which is true. So I think somebody would want to take her home if we get her arms all fixed. And like I said, I'll have to think about her face. I mean, I don't think I want to touch it. I'm still new at this, and I'm afraid what I would do to it. See, look, can you see on that finger where there's two coats of paint? There's this darker one underneath and a lighter one on top on that finger. So, obviously somebody just painted over instead of taking the old paint off. And obviously, I bet, I didn't test this beforehand because it really didn't matter to see whether she was acrylic paint or oil paint, but I betcha that she's, the paint underneath is oil and the paint on top is acrylic, and that's why it wouldn't stay. That's why it's coming off again. Because as I've learned from Tammy, you can't put oil paint on top of acrylic. I mean acrylic on top of oil. I don't think you can go either way, but anyway. As I say it, I'm starting to confuse myself, so it's not like I really know what I'm doing. See, there's a big piece of the lighter paint there. I don't want to take gouges out of her composition, so that's why I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to gouge me again. I did it pretty good. I probably should have taken her arm off, but she was already getting the paint all over. I mean, I had her wrapped in plastic, so rather than get the paint all over my house or all over me as I tried to get her arm off, I thought I'd just do this. But it's flying all over into me, my hair, my face. Don't need it to go into my mouth as I'm talking to you, that's for sure. I don't know how interesting this is for you guys to see. You know, I can't even see the way the sun's hitting. Since I'm doing this during the day and I usually do at night, can't even see the timer on the clock. So, on the camera rather. Let's see how many minutes I've been doing this. There she goes. Poor baby. And I think she's been around quite a while. I don't know, maybe I will have to do her head. I don't know. As I do this, I see more. You know, you turn on I have a ring light here going, and a big ring light, and when you do that, you see everything's magnified. Come on. There's a crack there. Tammy's taught me to look for the cracks, and that's where you can usually get started. And that's good advice, because that's what's working. If you don't subscribe to Tammy, her channel is The Broken Doll. And if you like this stuff, you should. Because she restored some. Oh, Tammy, I'm going to do what you do. Or were they bubbles or dimples? I went back to the beginning of her channel where she was just showing her dolls. But now, and teaching about them. But now she's more into the repair, hence the name The Broken Doll now. And she's a lot better at this than I am. I don't know how, you know, Tammy, I don't know if I've ever asked you if you've said how long you've been doing this. I mean, I just started a couple months ago. I mean, I shouldn't say that, because I've been like, ever since I went to the doll convention, the UFDC convention, and took the class on cleaning their clothes, making sure that, you know, the original clothes stay you can save them. So I have been, before I sell the dolls, if the doll is, you know, her outfit is dirty or needs repairs, I've been doing that. So I won't say I haven't done anything, but as far as, and I've also cleaned the dolls because I learned how to do that. But as far as restoring like this, the composition, I mean the paint and everything, I think these are my first big projects. I started that big baby doll before Christmas, like in November. And to be honest with you, I'll be real consistent with getting videos out until the week of my auctions. I do live doll auctions on Facebook the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of the month. And so when it comes to that week, I have a lot to do the week before. And so since it's a Tuesday, on Friday I get the dolls pulled that I'm going to sell, and then I get the paperwork ready on them, because I don't like to go live and not know what I'm talking about. I already have how big they are and who made them and years if I can find it, and just as much as I can find. And then I already have a starting price that I know is fair. I pay subscription to WorthPoint, and it's just like it sounds, worthpoint.com. And I think it's up to like $44 a month, something like that. But it tells me what the dolls have actually sold for, not what they're asking for on eBay, but what they actually sold for. Because I mean, you can ask any price you want on eBay. Doesn't mean you're going to sell it for that. And I know when I was selling most of my dolls on eBay, which I don't do hardly any anymore because they take a big percentage. A doll that I had, and I knew she was worth like $300, $350 I think. She was a rusty original doll, and I saw somebody had the same doll up there for $2,500. It's like, people, what are you thinking of? In fact, I should look, because I bet you it's still on there, unless they came down. So I went with the auctions. But anyway, back to WorthPoint. I heard about it and I subscribed to it, and it's not just dolls either. I think antiques or collectibles, period. You join them, and then you put in what you're looking for. And sometimes, I have the name of the doll. I know who it is. Other times I'll just kind of do a description, or if you know the maker of the doll, you can put that in. And it'll bring up the price that they've actually sold for in the last, I think it goes back like 5 years or more. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm not cheating my customers. I go on there and say, okay, this is a fair price to start it at, the bidding at, because this is what the doll's actually selling for. And, if it's a range of prices, I'll average it out. The last thing my mom and I talked about, the last day she was alive, was the pricing of the dolls. Back then, like I said, I was just on eBay, but I told her we'd been selling pretty consistently, and I hadn't sold anything for maybe 2 weeks, week and a half. And I said, told her maybe I should raise the prices, or lower the prices rather. And she said, no, we have a big house, we have room to store them. And she said, sell them for what they're worth. Don't cheat people, don't be ridiculous about it, but make your starting offer what they're worth. You know what you paid for them, you know what they're selling for, so be fair. And since that was my last conversation with her, I have done exactly that, and I will continue to. I'm in this because I love doing it. I love my dolls. If you've seen another video on my channel about why it's Cheryl and Mom's Collectible Dolls, you know that I do this to honor my mom, but also because I'm on Social Security. I'll be 71 years old at the end of the month, and Social Security isn't much here in the U.S. So it's hard to live on. So this is just to supplement my income. It's not my whole income, so I don't need to gouge people for this, the prices on these. I'm trying to be absolutely transparent and fair. And I also like having a variety of dolls. I mean, if you watch that video, you'll know that my mom bought me dolls from the time I was born, my first Christmas on, until she, the last Christmas she bought me 2 dolls was 2019, and then she collapsed in July of 2020. So, but she liked modern dolls. My mom loved bling. I mean, she really loved bling. You know, this last part's having trouble with, so I may have to sand them or wait, because Tammy said she was going to make a video for me after she saw my one from last night. So, so anyway, that's how I run my auctions, and that's how I decide my prices, and I love the dolls. So, in fact, like I said, it's really hard for me because I want to keep a lot of them. Well, let's switch arms for a few minutes. Let's see. That one I seem to be getting a little stuck on. Goodness, can you see that? See, there are 2 different kinds of paint on there. Hope you're seeing that. So, anyway, so now I'm really enjoying doing this with the dolls. I mean, I love learning things. That's always been a thing with me. I love learning. You know, in the past, I've been certified as a personal trainer. I was a life coach for a very short time. And I was a professional organizer. Because I am a very organized person. But when I became a personal organizer, I found that people think you're going to come in and clean their house. They don't want it organized, they want it cleaned. Well, they want it cleaned and organized, and figure you're going to clean. And it's like, no, that's not what I'm here for. So that wasn't a good fit. And the personal trainer wasn't either, because I'm overweight, and who wants to go to an overweight trainer, right? I'm not that bad, but and also since I was older, it just wasn't a good fit. And it was a multi-level marketing company, and that isn't me either. That I'm not a good salesperson. Well, I don't know. I'm doing the doll auctions, huh? But on the doll auctions, though, they sell themselves. I get up, I put the doll up, and I describe the doll and give all the information I know about the doll. And I give a starting price. And then if people bid, okay, then I facilitate the bidding, I guess you'd call it. You know, go between the two and say, okay, this is what so-and-so's bid. Does anybody want to go higher? And, you know, we got this much time left or whatever. And so, but I'm not really, I don't think I'm selling. I'm just describing the doll. So that, you know, that is almost an all-day thing. It is an all-day thing on the Tuesdays for me to get them ready. I try on Monday night to get them out and sitting in the same order I have the paperwork, so I can just grab. And but my Bible study class is on Monday night, so sometimes I'm up till all hours in the morning getting them ready. So that so then Tuesday I'm online live. Usually my friend Pat helps me, and usually it's I think the minimum is like 3.5, 4 hours, and then we've gone up to 7, but that's too much. So we're trying to cut it back just a little, kind of hurry it on more. and you know, do more like 4 hours, because it's tiring. I mean, I finish and I'm exhausted. And for some silly reason, I cannot, I'm at the computer, Pat's showing the doll, and I cannot sit and do it. For some reason, even though I'm at the laptop reading the comments, I have to be standing. So my bad knee gets bad, and by the time we're finished, Pat and I are both exhausted. So then I usually fix something to eat for my dinner by that time, because I'm usually pretty hungry. And then wow. And then, you know, my brother always tells me, you don't have to put them away tonight. Nobody's coming over. The ones that didn't sell, just relax for the evening. And I can't. It bothers me to have them all just stacked. I mean, not in their boxes and in my living room instead of where they belong. And so I usually, you know, don't take his advice, and I usually go ahead and put them all away, even though I'm beat. And so that's my night of the auction. And then the day after, I have to get the dolls in boxes. They don't come with their own, and weigh and measure them, and then send invoices to the people who got them. And they have 10 days to pay. I do give terms on the more expensive dolls individually. Not their whole order, but just on the dolls that individually were a lot of money. And then I don't ship the dolls until I get payment. So then that's when I can kind of calm down. So that's usually by maybe Friday, I can get back to doing what I want to do with the dolls, repairing the dolls. And I can work on that. And as I get the payment, you know, I stop and ship the dolls. But like today, I got payment this week from 2 ladies, and so I'm gonna ship their dolls. But since I got the payment on Friday, they won't go out till Monday anyway, so I'm just doing my thing here. So since my next auction is Tuesday the 13th, on the Friday before, I'll start getting ready, so I'll stop doing YouTube videos till after the auction again. So that's why I'm kind of sporadic with uploading the videos or filming them, because I have to get ready for how for what I do with the dolls, with these dolls. So that's that point. Are you guys bored yet? How long have we been doing this? Let's see if I can see. Oh shoot, 23 minutes. Okay, gotta go, or it's gonna shut me off. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back with you after this doll is finished, and I did finish the paint off the other one last night. I'll show you both, do another quick video. So thank you so much. If you like this video, please like, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Tammy, the Broken Doll, and you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.